Hey there, Carolina fans. Hope you are staying inside, staying safe and healthy during this unprecedented time as we all work together to combat the spread of coronavirus. But we're going to give you a little bit of a diversion today. Matt Krause, radio play-by-play voice of the Tar Heels, joined by two faces you know well, Taylor Koenen, senior guard from Savage, Minnesota, and Charlotte, North Carolina junior center Janelle Bailey. We're going to talk about Carolina's most memorable game of this past season, re-airing today on the ACC network. It was Carolina's victory over then number 9 NC State back on January the 9th, second consecutive season in which the Tar Heels have handed the Wolfpack their first loss of the year. Before we dive into the top 10 plays from the game and we break down what happened, Taylor, JB, how are y'all?
I'm good. I'm just in Chapel Hill, just doing schoolwork, trying to stay occupied as much as I can, trying to stay inside. Yeah, I'm doing well.
I'm doing well too. I'm in Minnesota at home, so it's been some time with some family and kind of do a little bit of school on the side. I'm only in one class, so at least I get to work out at home and just spend some time with family.
It's good to hear. So we're going to dive into these top 10 plays here from the memorable victory against the Wolfpack. We'll get some thoughts as we go along here. So without further ado, off we go with play number 10. This is early in the game. Janelle Bailey showing off her range. We'll pause it right there. JB, how has your three-point shooting confidence increased as your career has gone along? Because you're known as more of a low post scorer, but that's become a little bit of your game.
Yeah, I feel like to be, one of the best centers in the country, you have to be very versatile. And can't just play the inside game because I don't want to be that post player that someone knows how to stop me or tries to stop me. I feel like, especially in this game, it was really crucial to show that range so that we could get Koenen away from the basket so the guards had lanes to drive. So I was just trying to stretch the floor out as much as I could. And yeah, it's definitely grown over the years. It's just confidence. I feel like everything in college, when you want to improve, it has a lot to do with confidence. And just, going in the game and doing it, it's just one thing to do it in a workout and you think you mastered it, but you have to actually do it in the game. So I believe confidence just goes a long way, and it shows in this game.
Moving on here, play number 9. It's Malu Chitenge getting a look at the bucket there, but something that stood out to me in that last clip was some of the off-ball movement that drew the attention of the defenders away from Malu, getting her open. Taylor, what's the importance of off-ball movements in, number one, basketball as a whole, but number 2, at Courtney Banghart offense?
Yeah, I think that it is major. You can catch the defense sleeping with maybe like a backdoor cut, and then also, like you said, you get your teammates open. So I think that that's huge. Moving without the ball kind of makes you an elite player, and it also shows that you have a high basketball IQ, and Coach Banghart has tried to incorporate that into our offense. And I think that that really helps North Carolina stand apart from others.
Next play here, Taylor at the top of the key. Great feed to Medina Muhammad, who launches a 3. This is early on in the game. Taylor, what's the thought process in that moment between driving, shooting, and passing?
Well, as you can see there, when you survey the defense, everybody was kind of sagged in towards the ball. So, you make that extra pass to your shooter and she knocks it down. And that's something that, playing together, making the extra pass wins games. So I think it's cool to get other people involved.
JB with the assist to Shayla Bennett, 3 of her 20 points on the night. Bennett, the floor general for the Tar Heels throughout the season, but had a really big scoring game that evening. Janelle, what impressed you about Shayla's ability to score the ball that
night? It was just time and time again. In the beginning, the first half, we were down big, and she just never stopped. She was just always in attack mode. She's been that type of person all season long, especially in the games where everything's not going right. The people that are scoring aren't scoring. She's just been, consistent, staying in attack mode. So, it helps other people want to be in attack mode. But in this game, she just kept going. She kept going. And I think she was, one of the biggest parts of this game and why we won. So, yeah.
Here's some more of Shayla. Over 3 defenders, she gets this shot to go. As we said, a 20-point night for her. Here is the not so hidden story, unless you look at the stats from the game. JB, your defense in this contest against the Wolfpack. On this play, you knocked the ball away from Elisa Koenen. Here's a closer look at it. Koenen was the ACC Player of the Week into this game. You held her to just 8 points. What was the key defensively for you that night?
I watch basketball, watch a lot of basketball. With the Wolfpack, they really do play through her. They have great guards to go around her, a great forward to go around her, and, but everything runs through her. I know, commentators talk about it heavy, and, I know I had to contain her for us to have a chance at winning this game. She's a great player. They always talk about her as one of the top in the league, but it was just play-by-play for me. I had a lot of my teammates, especially in timeouts, keep going. I don't think I came out in the game or came out one time. But they just keep going every time out. But I know that was, a huge part. It won't show up in the stats, but I think I had my teammates behind me and why, it was really, really crucial for me to do that. And that play right there just ignited everything else. And that led to a great game and a great ending. So.
That defensive effort on Koenen, certainly a major, major key for the Tar Heels in the victory that night. Here's a transition look. Shayla Bennett with a cross-court lead feed for Leah Church, who knocks down a three. This is when you guys were down 12 in the second quarter. You erased not one but two double-digit deficits over the course of the game. Taylor, how did you guys stay locked in throughout the contest when NC State was able to build those bigger leads?
I think we just took it one play at a time. We knew that they were a good team and they were going to throw punches at us, and we just had to withstand those punches and those runs. They have 5 people who can score, and we did too. So I think we just kind of stayed true to that and knew that, one of us, we were all going to go off at some point. It was going to take each and every one of us to win this game. And I think that we just stayed locked into our game plan. We took it play by play. We got the stops we needed to get, and then, went down on the other end and executed. And I think that it just worked out in our favor, and it showed how special of a team we really were.
In the fourth quarter, after the second of those comebacks, Carolina down by 2, Bennett all the way to the cup to lay it in. And you see the bench really providing energy throughout the game. How important was supporting one another and the efforts of your teammates in being able to get the job done? Janelle, we'll start with you in that regard.
It was really big. Obviously, every basketball player knows you look up at the scoreboard, although the scoreboard, you don't want to pay attention too much. In the first half, it was, we were at a big deficit, 12, 13 points. And so it was just every time out, I hear them when we come down the floor, they're just like, come on, stay with it. Like, everything was not going right. And we knew that. But, the bench has been, one of the biggest factors for us, whether they're playing, they're just communicating, or they're going in and they're contributing. They've been a big factor for us, years for years now, but especially this year. But yeah, they really helped us through this game, whether it was someone scoring, defense, just providing energy. They were everything. And stuff.
Taylor, there's a concept that Coach Banghart talks about, and that's supporting and celebrating one another. How did this group celebrate one another, especially in a moment like this one?
Yeah, that's huge for a team. You want the person at the end of the bench and even the star players to support each other and celebrate each other's success, because that's what it takes to win. So, this game, it took every single person, JB locking up on defense. We celebrated her, somebody hitting a shot. And we knew that it was going to take everybody. So when you celebrate that person and genuinely mean it and want the best for your teammates, good things come with that. So it's a great line by Coach Banghart, and that's what's going to win games.
Moving on here, getting toward the end of our countdown, Carolina up by 2 late in the game. Taylor goes with the mid-range baseline step back. In today's basketball, the mid-range, a little bit of a lost art, but Taylor, you've built a lot of your game around it. How have you improved that aspect of your game as your career's gone along?
I think that just being able to be an overall scorer, whether the 3-level scorer, so that's shooting the 3, mid-range, or getting to the hoop, and I think that just makes you more of a mismatch. So, being able to go into the mid-range and rise up over somebody, or getting to the rack, or even stretching the floor and shooting the 3, that was just something that I wanted to be. I wanted to be a good overall scorer. I wanted to be a mismatch. I wanted to be able to, if somebody took something away, go to the next thing. So I think just being able to work on being a 3-level scorer was like huge for me, and it helped score baskets when it was needed.
Well, that certainly was a needed basket to help put that game away. And now our top play. This one tied up the game at 46 late in the third quarter. That capped the second of the double-digit comebacks. There you see the energy from the bench and ultimately a huge celebration afterwards. Certainly reason to dance as NC State drops their first game of the season against the Tar Heels for the second year in a row. Seems like the locker room was a fun place to be after that one, huh, JB?
Yeah, it really was. That really, that game just showed our potential and, everything that we had and all the pieces that we had that we incorporated into that game. So, I think just everybody was really proud of each other, whether they played or not. I always feel that, wins, losses, everybody contributes. Everybody contributed that day, and it really, really felt good.
Taylor, we'll let you get the last word here. Obviously, as a senior, you only got 1 year to play under Coach Banghart, but how special was it for you to be a part of this first ranked win for her?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I mean, anybody wants to beat one of the in-state rivals, so that was great. And then to beat them when they were undefeated 2 years in a row, that's something really special in us. So I think that was really special, and it kind of opened the eyes of Coach Banghart to see what it was like to play in Carmichael in a rivalry game. So I think it was great, and the future is really bright for Carolina basketball.
Well, Taylor, Janelle, thanks so much for taking the time today and helping to revisit what was a truly memorable moment for the Tar Heels throughout this season. Stay healthy, stay safe. Good luck with the schoolwork, and we'll catch you down the line.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Matt.
you.